Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. Okay, we have Lara here with us, and she's a little Maltese. As you can see, Daddy put on a coat for the winter but forgotten to take it off for the fur to be brushed, so all the hair underneath became really matted. So today we will need to use a number 7 for the whole body to get rid of that matted coat. And let's begin. Okay, we're using a number 7F for the whole body, including the tail, because it is quite matted. So that's why for the winter, if you want to put something warm for the dog, you do need to take off the coat often for the coat to be brushed out. If you don't do that, then you will have the natural fur underneath the coat rubbing against each other, and that's why the coat underneath becomes all tangled. And when they are itchy, they can't even scratch through the coat. So that's why it's very important to take off the jacket once in a while and let the skin breathe as well. Because my dogs wears coat all the time. They wear their little clothes forever, since like the day they arrive my home. But when they go to bed, I need to take off the jacket, coat or dress on them, give them a nice brush out, so they can actually, usually when you take off the coat, they just rub themselves against the carpet, so they go and scratch their body. And yeah, so you do need to do that if you're going to put a jacket on. But because we are so cold these days, a lot of people put the coat on and forgotten to take it off, and that's what caused all the matting underneath. It's not that the owner doesn't care. I'm sure his daddy really cared for her. That's why he put a jacket on. However, he's just forgotten to do that. But it is good that he actually sent her in for a cut, because usually when the coat is in this kind of condition, a lot of the times they want to keep the matted coat till the winter's over. That's why by like September I get a lot of very, very matted dogs. And then you ask why don't they send them in for groom. They just said, you know, it's so cold in the winter, they don't want to shave all the fur off. And that's when all the coat becomes really matted to the skin. Lara here is quite matted, but as you can see, it's not terribly to the skin. You can actually get it off with a 7. And so it's good that he sent her in. And since she's have a coat, she can put the jacket back on when she's done with the grooming. So let's see what she turns out. Just be careful this part. You don't want to cut it. Okay, the front leg's very bad. Okay, can we go through? Yeah, we can. Wow. Okay. She's probably hasn't done any brushing during this winter. But as I said, not the worst. But nails is quite long. Yeah, you've got long nails. We need to do something about that. Okay. One side's done, we're on to the other side. Yeah. Are you much happier now? No. Okay, let's see. Yep, okay. Okay, Laura. Let's do the bottom half first. Taking off the matted coat is time consuming. You do need to be careful of every step because sometimes you don't know what's hidden underneath as well. If there's a little warts or extra little toes, the little dew claw behind the legs, because that's all hidden under all those thick coat. So it does take more time than a normal coated dog. So usually we do extra charge. For that reason we do that. And for the owner to understand they really do need to take the dog in more regularly for a groom. Okay, all the coats are nearly taken off. So we're on to our last leg. And she's very dirty and muddy. Oh, the white coat's very dirty. As you can see, it's all dark, it's all black. So we need to give her a nice wash. And she's actually being a very, very good girl. I think she's so used to grooming. She's here forever. I think this is the first time ever that she's in this kind of condition. Anyway, and this is quite tight. Plucking the hair out of the dog's ears aren't my favorite thing to do for grooming. It takes a lot of energy, especially for the dog. Well, I'm sure I wouldn't like it if someone's plugging my hair out of my ears. Well, I don't have that much hair, but it's not a nice thing for them to experience. However, it's something that must be done. I once heard from a customer of mine, she told me not to do anything to the ears because her vet told her not to do it, not to plug the hair out of the ears. Yes, that's something that I don't understand, because if you don't clean out the ears, you can't put solution inside nicely. It will be difficult for the air to breathe through the ears, especially with the floppy ears like the Maltese here. You do need to keep a well ventilated ear holes for the ears to be nice and clean inside, so all the oils, the wax can be washed out by the ear solution, so the fungus or the bacteria doesn't grow inside, which causes the ear infection for most of the dogs. So I think it's quite a important thing to do.
Good girl, Laura.
As a groomer, even though I don't like this part of grooming. Okay, now we're done. So Lara's not looking happy, but yes, I'm sure it will be good in the long run for her, because her ears, she's definitely not in for groom at least more than 3 months by the look of the ears. And as you can see, it's a bit red as well. So okay, I'm gonna put some ear canker drops inside to wash away all the dirt inside, and we're going for the bath now.
Nice and clean. See, she's actually very beautiful, hidden in disguise under all the dirt. She's actually a very pretty dog. See her body structure, everything. She's very pretty. You're a beautiful Maltese. You're very beautiful. Okay. We are number 7. I'm just doing the follow-up on my clip because I didn't do the pads, the balm, and nails, and the hygiene area.
The paws are covered with a lot of fur, so, and underneath all the fur it is a little bit swollen. There's a lot of reasons for swollen pad. It's probably a infection, it's allergy, food allergy, grass allergy. We have a lot of grass allergies here in Australia, especially during spring season. But yes, for Lara, I think underneath of all that hair, it's probably because it's so dirty and wet, a little bit red. It's not a serious swollen, but it's quite red.
Yes, the pad's full of fur and very tangled as well. That's why she doesn't want me to touch that part. Okay, we're gonna do it slowly. I think it's because it's dirty and damp, that's why. See the paws a little bit swollen, red. Okay, the balm. They're very sensitive on the balm. Okay, hygiene area. Good girl, it's alright. to our head.
We're coming towards the end of her haircut, but as you can see, she's a little bit impatient now. She's, yes, breathing hard now. So, well, compared to the beginning of the groom. So with matted dog, because we spend a lot of the time pre-grooming her, so by the end of the session she feels very tired and she's exhausted and she's impatient. So that's why usually with matted dogs I try to give them some time to rest in between, but because we have to get through her and onto the next dog. So if I have a dog waiting for me behind her, then yes, there's not much time for her to rest. Otherwise, just give her some break. Yes, so she will feel much happier. But as I said, sometimes with impatient dogs, you do it as fast as you could, so she doesn't have to wait for so long. The more longer she waits, she gets more anxious. But for Lara, I think she's just tired because she doesn't really want to stand up anymore. Anyway, we're towards the end of the groom now, so we will finish her soon.
Okay, now to our head. Okay, I've got this from eBay. A strap, and helps the dog to stand properly, so she doesn't move around too much. Isn't this good? And so she's not all that nervous. I think it gives her comfort as well. Wow. And it's pink to match my pink table. See this part? It's very watery. So it's very red and sore. So I have to tell the owner to look after the eye corner of the eye first. So it's very wet.
Okay, now we're just rounding up the face now. First, I always like to clean out the eye area.
Okay.
The eye area, I don't know whether it's some kind of allergy. It's very sticky and wet. Even though it's been blow dried, still very wet. So probably due to the hair being, stuck inside the eyes, I don't know. I come across quite a number of dogs like this, usually on a very dirty dog. So maybe after cutting out the hair in front of the eyes, we'll keep that eye area dry, nice and dry. So we will see. But I will tell her daddy to look out for that area, because underneath all those fur, I don't think the dad sees that there's problem with the eyes. So, okay.
belly there. Because I've shaved this part, it was very tangled with that part, so I don't think I would touch the length. So it's like a fake long ears till that part grows back. Probably just a trim. This ear is like a full ear, so in order to match this ear, I won't touch the length on the other one, on the other side. Yeah, please move up a little bit.
Looking pretty now. You can go home nicely to your daddy.
And we're done.